you're on tonight, I have something so special for you for our Women's Weekend 2020. Hear me and hear me clearly. Corona ain't stopping our Women's Weekend, okay? We're going to have a good time this weekend. We're going to praise the Lord. But most of all, we're going to be informed about things that women need to know, things that we're thinking about, things that are on our mind. And during the pandemic, you know, the pandemic can bring emotions. Feelings. Feelings, you know. Pandemic, you know, sometimes make you lonely, you know. Even some of our married women, maybe I was lonely in the pandemic, I don't know. But you think a lot. You got a lot of time to think while you at home on Amazon and just trying to stay out of COVID. And so one of the things that a lot of the ladies were talking to me about was relationships and how guys are and what they deal with in relationships, in marriages, in dating relationships, and just our ladies who are single, just tired of being single and ready to move on to what's next and ready to be a wife. And so I know that the women of Emmanuel are valuable. You are worth so much, and you are so amazing. And I want you to be hooked up if you want to be hooked up with somebody. And if you don't, that's cool. But I wanted some of our ladies to be able to hear from our guys the honest truth about what they think about us. How do they feel about us? Are we crazy? Are we virtuous? Do they admire us? How do our guys feel about us? What do they say? Let's get it. Let's get the juice. And you can't make yourself better as a woman if you're not fully knowledgeable about what the brothers think. We need to know. I mean, let's just jump in. Are y'all ready? Are you ready? Now, I want you to comment in the live chat because the brothers are going to be on tonight looking at your comments, looking at what you have to say about what they have to say, okay?
I was going to say, Lady Man, I think you may need to get your ladies to sign a contract upon listening to this conversation that whatever we say ain't going to get us cussed out later on. Yeah, it's an affidavit. They need to sign. You cannot spaz based on whatever is shared in this space. This is a safe space.
It's very safe, okay? And please, we will put our brothers in protective custody for a certain number of hours, okay? Till everybody is cooled off. And so, ladies, tonight I have three amazing guys that are part of our family. And so they're going to give us the truth and they're going to give it to us in love. And our first person on our panel is none other than Pastor Andrew Watkins.
What up, y'all? Good to see everybody.
And we know that Pastor Drew is newly married. How long you been booed up?
2 years in August. Man, it was a journey. We about ain't make it, but we survived. Hallelujah. So we out here. Maybe we can get a couple more years in.
You can make it 2, you can make it a long time. Amen. Okay, and then the next, we call him Ferb, but you know, he clarified to us today that his government name is Derek Hayes. So Ferb, I'm going right back to Ferb though. We love Derek Hayes, but we all know Ferb. Ferb, are you glad to be here tonight?
Yes, I'm glad to be here. I'm so happy that you gave me this invitation so I can give some good nuggets on this platform.
Yes, and ladies, Ferb is single again. He's getting ready to turn 50. And so I count Ferb as one of our valuable brothers at EBC. And I think he's a great pick. What you think, ladies?
It's going to be a whole bunch of hearts and eyes. You're going to get a couple DMs. We checking to see who's sliding in the DMs after that statement.
Who's sliding in. So, Ferb, are you excited about, the 50s, getting into, your 50th year of life? How you feeling about that?
Well, right now, it's kind of shaky. I mean, with COVID and everything,
you just don't know. I want to celebrate, but how do I celebrate? Do I need to celebrate like this? Do I need to have me a DJ, have a virtual party? I mean, I don't know.
I feel like you can.
Only thing I have to say about that, though, me being 50, I've been truly blessed over my 50 years.
Yes. Truly blessed, and you are a blessing to so many, more than you know. And so pulling up the rear is, I really want to say he is our house comedian now, since I watched the last taping of Brother Terrence Watkins. He's an entrepreneur, a well-known barber in our city. And how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So how has it been cutting heads in COVID?
It's kind of scary, but I mean, now it's just like, I cut hair, so
Yeah.
If I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. I don't. I'm just saying I don't went through so much in life, and I've been watched over. Obviously, that I'll probably beat this with. If I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. But I've been cutting hair. I tell you that I ain't stopping.
Ain't stop, won't stop. Like Pastor said, can't stop.
Can't stop it.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I gotta eat.
This is true. This is true. And Terrence, so we have a married brother, we have a single again, and Terrence is in the dating phase. So Terrence is coming, you come.
I honestly think this is beyond dating phase. It's beyond dating phase.
Don't you
Just heard yourself. Come on, pass on.
It is. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, let's talk about it.
I'm not saying it's beyond dating. I'm looking at it like it's not on. That's me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I've been with Adria for, Queen was 2, about 1 or 2. Well, she's 13 now. So I've been with Adria that long, and then we count when we were kids, and we count, but we're about 11 years or so.
Yes.
So really, it's me. I need to go ahead and do what I got to do.
You need to make it right.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
Y'all, this is monumental. Do y'all hear it?
What is happening right now?
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just making sure I'm getting everything together right now to make sure it's straight. I want it to be right.
Okay.
You need to definitely make sure you're ready, and that's what it's all about.
It's gonna be eventually. It'll be an extravagant wedding eventually.
Do what you gotta do, bro.
Yeah, eventually.
Ladies, I want to see them hearts for Adria.
Yes, the hearts is going
For
crazy.
Adria right now. Yes, hit them hearts. Okay, so you just hit something. You're gonna make me skip all the way to this question. This is one of the first questions that the ladies wanted to know from the brothers. What does the talking stage mean? When you say that, we're just talking. They want the guys to define what is that and how long should that last? What is the talking? We're just talking.
I would say it's just a subtle way of saying, it's kind of a subtle way of saying we just. You ain't walking around. You're not walking around and telling everybody you know what I'm saying? You asked me what I just think that's right. Is that the right answer?
Well, I think it really is actually.
Okay.
Because there's no.
You just don't walk around like, are y'all talking? Of course we're talking.
It's a great area. It really is.
But look, it's a gray area. You can either get tripped up or you can get tripped on. I think you're going to get tripped up in the talking stage. Until, you know what I'm saying, y'all both are committed to being like, all right, this is a thing. Then talking is just, y'all just getting it in without no questions being asked, really.
Just getting to know each other, but you're not officially dating, right?
I mean, it's getting to know each other, definitely. It's definitely getting to know each other.
And no commitment.
That means, like, you can't get mad at me if you come over and there's somebody else sitting on the couch. You have to chalk it up or go home. You didn't call first. So, you got the options. You have the options.
For sure,
He gives you options. That's all I'm saying.
I make a reservation for that. You gotta make a reservation ahead of time.
Put a deposit. No, not like that. Man. Anybody wants to know they getting ready to have company, right? That's like that. I think that's what we're just talking means. It's like you still have options.
Okay, you still got options out there. Next question, leading from that question, how long do you expect a woman to stay in that stage with you? of the talking stage?
I think the woman probably needs to be intentional about setting the parameters around how long she gonna be willing to talk. Yeah, because if you just leave it up to some dudes, maybe not all dudes, but a lot of dudes is gonna stay in the talking stage for as long as
she will allow.
Yeah, because your options are still available in the talking stage. So.
Right. Okay, how long did you and Shay stay in the talking stage?
Well, we had two different stints. First, we started talking in high school, and it wasn't even really exclusive. It's hard to be exclusive in high school. In fact, that's probably why we ended up stepping away from each other anyway, because we both was out here living the college life. So it really didn't survive very long. When we started talking the second time, I think we both was very much like, all right, this is, yeah, we dating. It ain't just talking at this point. Now our time of dating probably lasted like a good, 2-3 years, something like that. And then I went ahead and, made the move or whatever. But we were very intentional at that.
Right. Okay, so you got the dating stage and then you went to engagement. When a lot of women want to get to that point. We want to get there. We want y'all to put the ring on. Okay, so Ferb, you have the ring on it before. Drew, you have put a ring on it before. What made you put the ring on it? Give us the ingredients. We want to be married. Okay. What made you say, you know what? She the one. I'm going to go ahead and put a ring on it.
Go ahead, cuz.
Well, I think one of the things is it has to be connection. It has to be an energy that you both pull together. I mean, it's not always easy, but I think, like I said, it's connection and just your heart.
Your heart. I like that. That's good. I like that. And she got to be cute, too.
She doesn't always have to be cute, because at the end of the day, honestly, cuteness can get you in trouble.
Come on, cuz. She ain't got to be cute.
She don't have to be cute. She has to be trustworthy.
What's the number that she would have to land
she could be
on?
A 5.
I don't believe that. Man. You talking generally or for you?
Why you in it?
My bad, man.
I love it. Yeah.
5 is a good number. It's between 1 and 10, but you got to understand there's a whole lot of things that go into it. Like, you got to think about personality. You got to think about family. Not just your family, but her family. You got to think about where they come from. You got to think about what they've gone through. It's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So, beauty, that's the exterior. Right. I want to know, how good is that interior?
For sure.
So guys, popular opinion says that guys don't look at the interior of women, but
yeah, that's so important. Like the attitude, how you respond to
let's take notes.
Messed up situations. You know what I'm saying? I think those is big. You mentioned family, just interaction with family. I think all of those things is really high up on the priority list when it comes to making that decision. Yeah.
And I'll piggyback off of that. Like, I always grew up where, family was everything. So if you're going to date someone, they would at least have to understand, like, I'm not going to put my family before you, but I'm going to put my family. Yeah, they up there. You have to value it. And some people, they don't come from a background where, the family may do Thanksgiving, may do Christmas and all that. And then if your family does that, they like, they stuck, because they don't really know what it's like to, have family together and love one another sometimes.
Good. Okay, you mentioned the T word, trust. That's a big word. That's a huge word in relationships. And we talked about, maybe it's the lack of trust that make us as ladies do things that may make us seem slightly crazy. So here we go. Let's talk about this. So, trust. Is it okay? We're in the trust department. Should spouses or those that are dating have one another's cell phone passwords?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Come on, Taz, give it to me.
I don't see no problem with it if ain't nobody doing nothing wrong, It should be no problem to have the password. I mean, what's that? Yeah, it should be no problem. What's the problem with the password?
I mean, should we allow guys to have their privacy, or should a guy give us access to his?
Considering
this phone gets us in a lot.
Yeah, but considering that everything you need to know, like, all right,
okay.
If you have a reason to believe that something ain't right, and you feel in your heart that something ain't right, well, it's not like back in the days where you had to go out and investigate. You know that 9 times out of 10, it's in that phone. Somewhere in that phone is going to be the answer you need. Yeah. And people be like, well, you should be looking through each other's phone, but why not? People went through way more extreme things to find out whether or not. I don't want to be in nothing and there's something going on, so I don't see nothing wrong with the password, but why even have, you in a relationship, why even have a word, the old phone passcode, in case you lose it, but yeah. I mean, I got a passcode on mine, but, the eye scanner, but it's cool. It scans your eyes to open the phone,
nobody else will like you.
Yeah, you're right.
Ain't nobody doing your phone.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Shay know mine.
Yeah, and my old lady know mine.
Yeah, but it ain't like a consistent. I don't think she's ever looked through my phone, and I haven't looked through hers. Now she may have that I didn't know. She may have, and I passed the test, I guess. Right, but I mean, yeah. I guess a different question, a different way to approach it is like maybe not only having the password, but should it be okay for your significant other to go through? Like, are you cool with that person going through your phone or whatever, your social media? Is that okay with you? And I don't know. I would feel a little violated if that was to happen.
Well, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it because, when you think of the big scheme of things, hypothetically speaking, if something was to happen, and inside that phone of your significant other, your spouse, or whatever, it may be some important information that you may need. Just say they had to go to the hospital or something of that nature. You need to call, I don't know, their best friend because of whatever, but they not available because they're in the hospital. It's just a whole lot. You just gotta trust them that they not in your phone looking for whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we gotta trust. So would you like us as ladies to be more trustworthy, to give guys a fair chance coming in to the relationship? Are we giving y'all a fair chance in relationships, or are we?
I think in my situation, she was super hyper conscious of not seeming overbearing. So not that I was out here doing anything that would warrant suspicion, but I felt like she was just trying to be very intentional about being like, I don't care. And that was, it was like kind of surprising to me. So, in my situation, it wasn't like, I'm already not trusting you from the get-go. It was kind of the opposite end of the spectrum.
Right, okay. Now, I'm moving fast because I want to get everything in a little bit of time, but Pastor and I, we've been married 16 years. Terrence been like, oh God, how'd y'all do that? So 16 years. So I haven't been on the dating scene in a long, long time. But here's some things that our ladies are saying, and I want to see what you guys think about it. They think that there is a shortage of men right now. There's a black man, good man shortage. What do y'all think?
I think that's a lie. I think they say that just because they can't, their pickers are broke or their finders are broke. Like, I don't think you can go and look for a good man. You know, they come like, when it's meant for you to find them, y'all will be in the same place at the same time. You know, you can't go out and look for something or have your ideal of what you want, and then you're 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get that. You know what I'm saying? So there's no shortage of men. It's just you ain't ran across the right one for you. Sometimes you just got to be patient. You know, you might have met the right man. He just wasn't that ideal of what you had in your head, but he was the right man for you. Ooh, see, I think people they don't have their what word am I? They have their ideal of what they want as a man, a good man, but they don't know exactly what a good man is. You know, a good man don't have to have muscles or look a certain or be cut a certain way. A good man could just have a good charisma, good character, and get along real good with you. You know, it's something to just want to laugh. Like, you just want to laugh sometimes, and you know, and that might be your thing. And the guy might look like who knows what. You know, he might be a little rough around the edges. You might have to polish him a little bit, but he turns around and treats you like a queen at the end of it. I mean, it's different situations, but there's no shortage of good men out there. It's shortage of good men finders. You ain't finding. You looking for it, and you need to quit looking. Just let it come to you. I think that's what I think to the women, but they can say, you know, they probably argue me down about it. I'm sure, because that's what women do.
That was good. You know, stop looking.
Yeah.
You know, God is gonna allow y'all to be in the same place at the same time. Yeah. And when the time is right, it's gonna happen. Because you know, we get nervous when we get toward our 30s and 40s.
For sure.
50s. Okay, go ahead.
The expectation piece was good too, because I think we not only just females too, dudes do the same, but I think a lot of women expectations be like, you know, Morris Chestnut, or I guess it would be Morris Chestnut now. Like, who's the guy now? Anyway, just like somebody that fits all of the categories, then that's balling and that got this and got that, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very like the Prince type perspective. And so when you see just a regular dude, you like, you know what I'm saying? You don't even want to fool with him. Yeah. So yeah. And then it makes it difficult in the relationship because he's not meeting those unrealistic expectations.
Your dream man could have man boobs. It's possible.
For sure, you know, and you gotta get accustomed to the man boobs.
Or work out with him.
Right.
Get him. If you might work out, he don't, but he has a good personality. Take him to the.
Because it's going to be some polishing on both ends of the spectrum. Like, I'm not the only one that need to be polished in this situation. You need to be polished too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so don't come to the relationship expecting, oh, I got to get him together. Like, no, we got to get each other together. You know what I'm saying? It's the process.
And I just want to say, you know, women kill me always talking about a good man. Are you a good woman? You know, you can't be looking for something good when you're not good. You know, at the end of the day, you know, people, not only just women, but men, you want something already put together. It's just like going in a store. If you go buy a new furniture set, it's not going to already be put together. When it comes to your house, they got to put it together. So therefore, if you want a good man, you help that man become a good man. You know? So, I mean, and that's the problem, though, with people. They always looking for something already put together. Yeah. I've never bought a puzzle put together.
Ooh, that's good. And so, is a man looking for a woman that's willing to invest in him, to grow with him, to, you know, accept him like he is, and we grow together, right?
Listen, I didn't realize how backwards I was until I got into an intimate relationship. And man, listen, ladies, that sucks for real. Like, I ain't even fronting. Like, I didn't know how behind I was until I really got serious about trying to pursue marriage. But over time, there's been some growth there. I ain't saying I'm there, but there's definitely been some progress made. And so I didn't find out about it until I started dating with the intentions of marriage. So I think, yeah, you got to come in with that expectation of like, all right, it's going to take some time. Like, it ain't going to all come together, put together whenever we first start.
It's so amazing when you're dating somebody, it helps you find a whole lot of things wrong with yourself.
I came into a relationship where I had never dated a girl who had older kids. I mean, they dated women with kids, but older kids that weren't mine. Right. And it took me a while. I had to actually go back to Najee and tell them, I'm sorry about rushing y'all out the house because I really didn't teach nothing but the same thing. Because at 21, you're not ready to leave the house, Right. But you have this an adjustment. Any woman you run into, especially ones with kids, it's an adjustment. I just got used to that, to being, realizing who I am in that house. It just slapped me in the face here maybe a few months back. But I wouldn't trade Adrian for nothing, because it's where I'm at now. Like everything that's came to me. And I believe the power of her prayer, because Lord knows I don't go to church like that. But I believe the power of her prayer keeps my head above water. You feel what I'm saying? That's not one reason why I stay with her. But
I understand. That's good, Tim.
You got a praying woman. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's,
And that's
why subject, but
You about to make it official.
It's on tape.
I talk to Drew about this all the time,
This is a regular haircut.
This is a regular haircut outside of the other thing, but this is a regular haircut, because like I be telling ladies, we need to start hanging around more married couples, because we can't. You hanging around. I got single friends, but my closest homeboy just got married, but we need to start hanging around other married couples. We don't,
It's very important.
It's very important. You know what I'm saying? And we need to start doing that. But
that's amazing. Ladies, are y'all not getting some good juice here? We got a few more minutes. I want to ask y'all, the ladies want to know what y'all think about online dating. Let's just hit that really, really quick. Are they going to find somebody on online dating, or are they wasting their time? They're going to find them.
Well, I mean, you can find them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been on online dating. It's okay. It's just, it's weird. Especially during the pandemic. Where you want to go? You want to go walk through the park? Which, there's nothing wrong with that. We can't really go out to eat anywhere, not unless it's outdoor seating. It's about to be fall now. I ain't sitting outside in the cold. So, online dating, it's all right. You got to pick and choose what you feel is poison and what's not poison.
Yeah. And so they're not weird for trying that as an avenue to just meet people, right?
Oh, no, they're definitely not weird. Dating apps been out here forever, so, some people feel more comfortable online because you don't have to see them in person as opposed to going to Walmart and say, hey, he nice looking. You don't get to click no heart in Walmart. You get to click a heart online.
Mm-hmm. And you got to pick the right ones. I ain't a professional by any means. But from what I understand, Tinder ain't necessarily where you're going to find a wholesome, that's they trying to hook up on Tinder. But, other spots I heard, like Hinge, you know what I'm saying? You definitely can get catfish.
Yeah, ladies, don't get catfish. I gotta
get catfish is? You know what catfish is? Catfish is you have a picture of somebody who looks like a bodybuilder looking, buff, but actually you look like me. That's being catfish. You get there to see me, and I'm nothing like, I'm cool though. I had to get you here.
You see the personality.
You see how funny I am? That's catfish.
So that can happen.
That can happen. They have a whole show on it. A whole show about it.
Catfish didn't just begin, though. Catfish had been going on for years. I remember my first chat room name was Green Eyed Genuine. Because I thought, Genuine was an attractive dude, and females like dudes with green eyes. So that was my go-to. There was you know what I'm saying? Was very much disappointed whenever you saw it.
Shay, I know you're very happy to hear this information.
Right. It wasn't created by any means.
Oh, that's creative. I love that.
I was 16.
Okay, here we go. We're going to do one more question, and then we'll let y'all close out with just a few words of advice for the ladies, just raw advice for the ladies. But here's the next question that they have. And this is going to be a half and half. Do you think that a woman who aspires to marry a man with money is a gold digger? And when she comes into the marriage, are you expecting her to give 50-50? Like, listen, you pay half of these bills and then I pay half. Or, do you think it's okay for a woman to want the man to just totally just take care of it and she just live her life?
I'm going to tell you something. I've tried a lot of things in my house, to make everything, to get everybody on one page, right?
Okay.
And, and I tried multiple things, to do it. You know what works the best, though? If the man just pays all the bills. And I told my old lady, look, I pay all the bills, you just pay your car payment, I pay the insurance, I pay all the bills, and you just save your money. It works better when you do it the old school way. Like when the marriages worked back in the day, that's because the man paid all the bills and the woman. Now I understand my old lady worked too, and we don't have to split cooking, we don't have to split stuff like that. I get that.
Okay.
But it makes it easier for her to go in the kitchen and cook for me when I ask for it, because I ain't asking you to do anything, or you know what I'm saying, or I ain't asking you to pay no bill. I ain't gonna throw it in your face either, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing it because it makes it easier on me. I can put everything on auto drive, and I know it's coming out. I don't have to worry about nobody else's side of the money, and I can save better. And I know finances break a relationship. Yes, so I feel like that works the best, because now everybody in the house has money. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is straight, and nobody's feeling like I'm working and don't have money. Everybody's good, and I can teach Namori, like I gave him $20. He had $20. I told him, you hold that $20 and don't go buy stuff for $2K till next Friday. I'll give you another $20, so forth and so on. And so maybe that'll help it. It's little things, but I definitely know that the man paying all the bills in the house works better.
Okay, guys.
I feel like it does.
What do y'all think, guys? Y'all agree?
Well, that's his opinion. At the end of the day, what we have to realize, I understand what you're saying, as far as the man, back in the day. Well, back in the day, you didn't have daycare that was $200 a week. Back in the day, you didn't have, your son wanting a PlayStation that cost $500. I mean, don't get me wrong. I came up in a household like that where my father paid all the bills, but, man, women making more money than men these days. So I'm not saying it has to be 50-50, but can you contribute? Because at the end of the day, I want to save just as much money as you want to save. So, I mean, if you making $70,000, I make $50,000. I think you making $20,000 more than me. Let's help each other somewhere. Because when it's time to go on a vacation, I don't have any money because I'm paying all the bills. I mean, you get to go shopping and everything. I just get to go go get the groceries. I mean,
you have to have stipulations behind it. We all going shopping. If I ain't paying all the bills, then you should be saving money. If we got a trip to go, we in this together, so that's our thing. So if we're going on a trip together, I've been paying all the bills all year, I've been saving money, you've been saving money, going on that trip should be no problem. We should have plenty of money, you should be willing to buy whatever, because I've been doing it throughout the year. And I'm not saying that's why I'm doing it, for you to go and do something for me, but I'm doing it because that helps me. Okay, maybe I should say this. It works for me. That's the better way to put it. It works for me. Like, it's working for me. I can't, you're right. I don't have to pay her $200. I've made it past that threshold. I did that already, you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm just making sure these kids have principles and stuff. But, that thing worked for me. It might not work for everybody, for everybody else. And in the case that she is making more money, kudos for her. That's just more money in our house and our relationship, because it becomes, for y'all, for Drew and Mrs. McNair, it becomes our, because we're married.
So what you saying that, so I know you said we go on vacation and stuff like that. Since you've been paying the bills all year, should she pay for vacation?
She ain't got to pay. She ain't got to pay for. But I'm the man. That's what I'm saying to you is it makes more sense to me that's who, if I'm supposed to be the king of my castle, I'm supposed to contribute a little bit more than her. No matter if she makes more than me, I'm the man. Throughout history, that's just how it's been. We do a little bit more because, I think we're supposed to do a little bit more than them. You know what I'm saying? We don't expect them to bring the groceries in the house. There's a lot of stuff we don't expect the woman to do. We don't expect them to take out, because we're supposed to do a little bit more than them. So it's our job to protect them, entertain them, whatever the case may be. But if we go on vacation, yeah, we can both contribute to it. But you should know that I'm taking care of my home. You know what I'm saying? I go to work, I do what I got to do. Right. Like, today I'd have been on time, but I couldn't just let that money walk. You see what I'm saying? It works for me. Yeah. But I just wanted to share it because it might work for some other brothers who's trying to figure out how to make this work at the house. Right. Well, make sure she got some money in her pocket, and most of the time she'll be happy. Right. So however you got to do that, just, figure that out.
9 times out of 10.
9 times out of 10.
Keep some happiness as long as it's
I just want some. I'm a simple man. You cook for me, you get anything you want out of me. I'm real simple. I'm not high. Your feet don't have to be the prettiest. Your hands don't have to be done all the time.
Okay.
Simple. You just cook for me.
Make sure I'm all right.
And I'm all right.
Drew, what you think?
I don't think a woman is a gold digger if she's expecting a man to have money. I guess it depends on how much money you're expecting a man to have. So that go back to our original conversation about expectations. Yeah. And then in terms of 50-50, a lot of it, my approach from the beginning was I'll handle it all. And whatever you want to contribute, you can contribute. A part of it, I feel like it's worked for us, but then a part of it too, for me personally, was more so kind of just my own insecurity in a sense. Like I felt like, I'm paying all the bills. This now makes me feel more like a man. And partly, I think it definitely does. And I would encourage any man to be able to get to a level to where you can do that. But then also, for me, I've had to really explore my own, why is that such a major thing for me? And I think a part of it has been I've always struggled to see myself as a man, as a father, because I didn't grow up with those things in my house. I ain't had no dad. My aunties, my mom, my grandma, they paid the bills. When something needed to be fixed in the house, they was the ones fixing it. Aunt Jan, she'll move a whole couch by herself. Literally, that was just kind of her approach. They kind of just live life like we don't need no men. And unfortunately, a lot of the men in my family, or even outside of my fathers and our uncles and that type stuff, they just ain't really have it together. So I think when I kind of stepped into the role that I'm in now, I was very much I'm not gonna be like them. So I'm gonna pay y'all. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And it's worked. But I could also recognize sometimes I may feel overwhelmed when it comes to dang, I gotta figure out how to pay this, how to pay that, boom, boom, boom. And then also just kind of feeling dang, we can do something, you know what I'm saying? Maybe get some gas or, not that Shay ain't doing it. She is very adamant about doing that. Right. But I had to kind of peep in my own self where that was coming from. And I think a part of it was coming from, you know what I'm saying, man, I'm trying to prove myself as a man, when it's a whole bunch of other stuff that I can do to prove myself as a man.
I think y'all have really just enlightened us as women on how guys are thinking, because sometimes y'all are quiet and we don't know what y'all thinking. But this has been great today. Just any one of y'all, because we are totally out of time, anybody, just give us just a word or two of advice. Just how should we what do we need to do to just keep y'all happy and just keep y'all in our lives? How do we handle this? What's the one word? If y'all can say any one word, women need to.
Patience.
Boy, that's heavy right there. I love patience. Give us another key word for us. What?
I say leadership. Leadership. Without using the word submit without it being such a bad word. It's not a bad word. We don't mean it like go get, get me something to drink and fix me. We don't mean it like, you know what I'm saying? Fix me a sandwich. We don't mean it like that. We just mean just follow our plan. Just watch. See, if it look like it's not doing too well, or you don't understand, ask me a question on what I'm doing, and don't just assume I'm messing up.
That's good.
Just ask me what I'm doing, then maybe I can explain it to you, and then it'll make more sense to you. Don't just assume I'm messing it up. But just let us lead sometimes. Let us lead. We ain't gonna lead you nowhere that we don't want to go. So just let us do our thing, and hopefully you can see that it's getting us somewhere, and you won't mind walking beside me to wherever we're going. I don't want you behind me, but beside me, we can walk together to where we're going. But just let me lead. I ain't gonna take you nowhere I don't want to go.
That's good. Drew, give us a word. Give us one word. Those are good. Give
Yeah, it is. Challenge. I think challenge is good. It's a good balance between challenge and submit. Because on the one hand, just allowing a man to be a man and lead, but then also being able to express yourself. Absolutely. Talk specifically about how you feel, and maybe what your expectations are. So we can be on the same page of what direction we're going in. So yeah, I think challenge is a good word to keep in mind.
Y'all, will you go crazy and throw those hearts in the screen, in the chat for our brothers? Tell them you love them. Tell them you are thankful for all they have shared. They will be in protective custody for 48 hours till everybody cools off. But until the next time, we'll see y'all later. We love you. Have a great Women's Weekend. Bye, y'all.